All right, welcome back everybody to Ghostfire. Last session we left off with you guys reaching the town of Torbach, where you guys found a church, and you found you also guys also defeated a pack of werewolves before you got there. You guys found a church and a tavern. You guys split off into two different groups. We did a little bit of discussion off screen to kind of save ourselves because we've shortened down our time that we get to play. But a quick recap of what happened. Avril and Runner, you guys headed over to the church, spoke to the priest. The priest warned about Nietzsche housing darkness, or your friend donned in black is what he said. You were given information a little bit about the Uvenwald forest and the night beasts that lie within, which you know as werewolves now. You were given directions to the high city of Thraben. You were also told where to get silver. You asked where you could find some silver, which he said the Cathedral of Avicen in this high city of Thraben. Meanwhile, Nietzsche, Una, and Avril, you guys headed to the Lonely Rose Inn, where you spoke to the bartender who had one good eye, had eye patch on the other eye. You guys noticed a strange patron giving you guys glances as you guys were sitting at the bar. You learned a little bit of information from the barkeep about the local lore, also some of the same things that happen in the forest over some drinks. You also heard about a witch that's been spotted outside of town, supposedly, and you were given directions as close as the bartender could give to the ash mouth, which you were looking for. Avril kind of at the end mildly pissed off the barkeep, and you guys got offered some advice by the strange patron that had came up beside you guys, which Avril decided to follow. That's kind of where we left off in our chat. By the way, if you haven't already, join our Discord. You can get in with us there if you're interested.
Do it.
Yeah. I said, Avril, you stand up to go with the strange patron in hopes of getting some advice. Nietzsche, you and Avril were at the bar. Una was at a table nearby, kind of watching what's going on. As Avril stands up, do you guys do anything as well? Or, yeah, what do you guys do?
Me, under the impression that we're hanging out, I just want to go to a table and bust out my scroll and start like trying to transcribe it onto a card.
Okay.
Una will look at Avril and go, "Remember, we are sleeping here tonight."
Yes, I know. I'm just having a talk.
All right, we'll talk in the corner. Don't leave the building. Bad enough we have the party spit.
I'm sure he'll be fine out there. He's gonna be fine. Just don't try not to like punch him right away.
We'll see how things work out.
Look, only punch people if they're going to do something to you. But then you come in here and you get us.
I'll just yell very loud.
I sent Brecken with him.
Okay. Invisible or anything, or just straight up?
She's invisible. She'll go invisible and follow.
Okay. All right. Yeah, got a little bit of an eye on her. So the man grabs one drink of the four that he ordered, left the other on the bar. He stands at the doorway, looking like he's about to push it open, but he's like kind of ushering you to go through.
After you?
He kind of nods at you, turns around, and he pushes the door open. Runner, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Ooh, starting out strong.
Yeah, first roll of the night. Let's go.
Avril, you hear a loud thump on the door, and it stops. And Runner, you are hit right square in the and it kind of knocked off your feet on the
Hey,
ground.
watch the door.
So watch your face.
Runner?
Anna will laugh loudly at this.
Were you just going to run through the door?
Were you just about to walk off with some guy you just met?
Yeah.
That's why I was running toward the door. That is exactly what Blackwell said we needed to be careful of.
I don't know what you mean. I feel like I'll be fine.
Who are you? And I'm going to look at the guy that is walking with him.
He says that's not important at the moment. Would you care to join us for our talk? I can explain.
Really?
more.
You hit me in the face with a door and you're not even going to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, he hasn't given me his name either.
You can just call me Shadow for now.
Yep, not sketchable. Oh,
Yep.
should be fine.
That's a bad vibe.
He said he's got some stuff he needs to tell us.
He holds up his he holds up the drink he has, and he towards you, Runner, and he says, "Apologies. Would you care to join us?"
Hey, Avril, why don't you have the guy go to our rooms?
Avril's torn between yeah, I'm not going to leave Avril on his own. Yeah, I'll go with him. I'll step to the side and motion for him to lead the way.
He starts to kind of lead you guys down the center road, kind of towards the outside of town. He's kind of staying a few paces ahead of you.
Is anybody looking at us? Is there anybody out and about right now?
No, everybody is pretty much inside at this point, with it being so late.
Okay.
As soon as he looks away, I'm going to summon my spear.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you summon your spear. He gives glances every now and then, kind of halfway looking back, just to make sure you're still following. The next time he looks back, though, you see him you see a slight smirk on his face.
I'll just wink back.
You kind of hear a soft chuckle as he leads you guys out of town, just slightly out of town.
I'll let Avril lead the way because this was his
Yes, of
his
course.
friend.
I'm keeping my head on a swivel.
All right.
Wait, is Bracken following them?
Brecken's
Yes.
sitting on Runner's shoulder at this point. Very
Oh.
lightly.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything about it.
She's invisible, so you can't even see her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I feel it and I look over, I would just assume.
Okay, I'm gonna put his token on the map.
I guess I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a coat or a shirt and a jacket. I probably wouldn't even feel it.
All right, so he leads you guys up here, just slightly out of town, under a kind of out of the sight of the street lamp there. And he looks around, makes sure there's nobody around, and he says, "So, kind of sits on a rock. Tell me where you're from. I heard you mention that your world wasn't like this world."
Wait, Avril, what are you talking about worlds?
Huh? Oh, no, I just said the mana isn't the right here of this world. I figured the only way to figure out how is ask somebody why it's weird here.
So, what is your world like?
Awesome.
I mean, it's just
terrible.
like this one.
Well,
Just like this one. We just traveled far enough that the ley lines feel different.
Curious, you know about ley lines.
well, doesn't everybody know about ley lines?
Typically, only the walkers know about them.
The Wookiees? What?
The walkers.
What are these walkers?
Planeswalkers. Ones that travel to other worlds.
I just want
Never
to.
mind.
I just want to remind Avril, at least, that Nee was definitely name dropping at the bar. Yeah, talked about Jace being a planeswalker and all that.
Oh, okay. So the cat's already out of the bag. Like. he's already.
Yeah, this guy was in the bar while he's like, yeah, we got a mission from Jace the Planeswalker. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So this is runner's worst nightmare.
So-
We're living it.
Yeah.
So, well, here's the thing. We have no reason to tell you. You've not even given us your real name. You say your name is Shadow, and you say you have advice for us. So, this is not an information tradable. We'll pay you for advice, rumors like that may help us on our way.
He says, "Oh, there's no need to pay me." He says, I'm actually here to help you planeswalkers."
Who are you? What are you?
He says, let me find a word for what exactly he is. Forgot to write this down a minute ago.
People here seem extremely paranoid and like they live in more of a world of rumor and fears than truth. I'd like to know why you're so different from everybody else around here.
He says, well, what is it called? He says, well, I am a little different than people here. Most people flock to the churches for protection, but I too once did. But I saw their ways, and I've realized that they are leading down the wrong path. I used to be a midnight guard for the church, but they've betrayed my trust. That's why I cannot give out my real name. Says I was following another planeswalker a few weeks ago. I was trying to track down where he was going to see if I could help, but I lost sight of him. He disappeared.
Where did you learn of planeswalkers from? Are they prevalent in this world?
He says they pass through from time to time. Took me a while to notice, but I've seen some people that are obviously not from this world. Kind of stuck out in my mind, and I decided that if there is really other worlds out there and they can travel between, they're more important than any of these things going on here in Innistrad. I figured I might be able to help somebody that has the right cause at heart. Of course, I studied them before I decide to try to help. I know they're not all good.
What can you possibly do to help us?
Well, I can give you some advice. First off, it says I wouldn't trust the church.
Why is that? What do they do?
It says, well, while they started with goodness in their hearts, they've started lying to people. They say people here in Innistrad have felt like there is this guarding presence that's disappeared overnight a while back. Church says that Avacyn is still here, but I don't believe that's the case. You can feel it.
So, like who?
It's an angel that the church is devoted to.
Dylan, what's good, dog? Thanks for tuning in.
Did we learn this in school?
No, we learned it from the father, Black, when I was just talking to him.
Okay.
So, apologies, I forgot you're not from around here. This plane is protected by a guardian angel named Avacyn. She's the one that all the humans pray to for protection. But without her,
they pray to them. That's weird.
They're like gods here, almost closest thing we have to one.
above board, when we talked about my angels, they're like super commonplace, right?
Fairly, yes. They've since the conflux on your plane, they travel to the different planes. Some planes they're not so common on. As for yours, they frequent, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he's just like, that's weird. There's only one?
There's a few. They're all sisters, but none quite as powerful as Avison. She's the one that leads the other angels.
Yeah, because I think Avril's angels are still to be respected, but I don't know if they're worshipped.
Yeah. They're respected, but they're not worshipped. There is people that do. There is like a church that follows the angels, but they're all kind of crazy from what I read. They're like fanatics, but other than that, like it's not like a major faith or anything after like single angels. They're just respected.
Yeah. So,
because they are very powerful. They can use all 5 parts of the mana, so they're scary powerful. But like, they're chill.
right. So, he says, look, I can't do a whole lot right now, but I can give you information, and I can give you this. And he holds out a folded black cloth and hands it out toward you guys.
All right, I'll grab it.
Okay, it's not very big. It's about 2 of your hands put together, like that size, long ways. It's a little kind of heavy. Something's inside for sure.
Okay, I look at it.
You unfold the black cloth, and inside is a dagger made of pure silver. It's got the Avison symbol etched into the hilt of it. This should offer you some protection against the creatures.
Yeah, like
This isn't. Is this a big deal if we get caught with it?
He says, not necessarily by humans, but if you get caught by, say, a vampire or something, they might try to take it. So be careful.
I would spin it around, like hold it, and be like, "Can I have it?"
It's for you. I didn't think there'd be more than one. I apologize.
It's all right. We're new.
I don't use weapons for the most part. My spear's good enough for me.
And he'd like tuck it in his armor, like underneath one of the breastplates. He has one other dagger that he keeps on one side. He'll tuck that one up underneath where that dagger is, and pull that other dagger out, and just put it in his bag.
Okay. He says, anyway, I just wanted to give you a fair warning about the church. They don't trust them, and don't speak ill of them either. They'll hunt you down and have you arrested.
Well, we read about religions like this in school. Do you have the name of the other planeswalker that came through that you saw before?
I unfortunately didn't get his name. He was wearing this blue cloak. Almost teal.
Would that description trigger anything?
Yes, it's cool. Like Jace clearly wears a very distinct robe, or cloak. Yeah. So anyway,
did you see Jace here, or was that somewhere else? And I'll use the name.
He says, I encountered him in Thraben. I started following him. He was headed to the western side of Innistrad, near Stinzia, towards the mountains. He kind of veered off and started traveling south. They kind of kept following the road south, and I lost him. I ended up here.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of doing an insight check as well.
Yeah, 8 didn't get me very far, but I'm going to, as I say, Jason, it's meant to be like a test kind of thing. I want to see if his face changes or anything as he describes it.
Okay. Just saying the word Jace.
Yeah, as I say, like, where did you see Jace using the name? I just want to see if that like shows anything.
Okay. Says was that his name? You can tell that he's actually quite genuinely did not know his name before. Yeah, it's pretty much when dropping that name. He seems to be telling at least what he believes to be the truth. Yeah, as far as you can tell. But he says, yeah, I followed the road south and ended up here.
Well, seems legit.
So anyway, we shouldn't be caught out here, especially this late in the evening. But we'll start to wander.
Oh, all right. Well, we got drinks back at the bar.
He says, I need to get going. I need to can't stay here. They'll find me here.
Well, good luck. Thanks for a cool night.
He says, I'll be seeing you. And he kind of pulls up his cloak and he starts to walk out of town to the south.
I think he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. I think that guy's sketchy. This church is sketchy. Everybody here is sketchy. We need to get the hell out of this village.
Meanwhile,
Well, I had a totally different take on that.
in the tavern, me and Una, what are you guys up to?
Una's getting shit-faced.
Fair.
Nee is in the shadiest corner he can find, just trying to be not conspicuous about what he's doing right now. Not like overly trying to hide it at the same time, but like he's just trying to make it seem like what he's doing is normal.
Okay. And you're still working on the scroll in your sketchbook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. After it takes about 10, 15 minutes or so before you see are you guys heading back to the inn, the other two?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah, unless Avril wants to go somewhere else, I would just head back to the tavern.
Nah, he said everything's closed. I'm not like just walking into someone's house or nothing. So yeah, I'll just go back.
Okay.
Check out
So
my like kind of
Probably
look
walk
at it real
toward.
close.
If Blackwell's still outside, I would walk toward him.
Yeah, Blackwell, what do you got going on? He's gazing up at the moon.
Yeah, after up onto the moon for a while, I would go ahead and use my from the ether to see what I pull out. I had rolled a 2, which gave me a cloak of elven kind.
Ooh,
So
okay.
my next course of action would be asking who wants it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long it's going to last though, since it lasts till dawn, and I don't know how that works here.
Fair. Okay.
Oh yeah, I would ask. On the way back towards, I would be like, "Oh, Rana, you wanna see if this is there's a magic ship?"
Yeah, I'll check real quick. Do I notice? Is it like magic knife, or does it have any magic qualities other than being silver?
You're using identify, right? Or just detect magic.
Yeah, as we walk back, you said it took 10, 15 minutes. I'll just ritual cast identify as we stroll back.
Okay. Yeah, you don't detect anything magical about it. It does give off this like aura though. It's not a magical aura. It seems to be like almost the slightest force being pulled upwards, like towards the moon.
Well,
yeah.
Noticing that and put it together with what the priest said, I'll hand it back to Avril and go, it's made from silver of the moon. I guess the moon is really silver.
What? That's
Yeah, I can feel
so cool. I'm gonna make
the
sure it stays safe. Touch
the
it like
essence
Jeep
or
over this shit.
the essence or like soul of it is trying to return to the moon.
No, I'm not letting it go. I like this one. It's
So, the cloak would probably be best with Nichek, Una, or Runner. Which one of you guys would prefer it?
I mean, if nobody else will take it, I'll take it. Does it require attunement?
Yeah,
Oh, then I don't need it.
yeah, that's the problem.
Uh,
But it'll only be for the night.
Yeah, I got my signet, the ghost form blades, and my armor, so I can't take any more attunement slots.
Yeah, I got my spear, my ring, and then the bracers that we made. So I'm full up as well.
Yeah.
I have an open slot. Una can take it.
All right. I mean, hey, being able to sneak around, pretty sure that would be something Una would be interested in.
Yeah, because Una sucks at stealth.
If I follow Runner into the bar, my first course of action would be to sit down, and adjust the barkeep. But instead of asking for a drink, I would apologize for my friends and say they've already been drinking quite a bit tonight.
Oh, you're with them.
Liar.
It's like I'm kind of like their guardian.
Blackwell!
I
Drinking
would-
contest, let's go!
I would tell Blackwell about the dagger and how it's made of or at least my hypothesis is it's made from the moon silver. As we walked into the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, if whenever he mentioned that to me, I would kind of point out, like, I told you so, that we needed silver.
We'd be like, he said not to tell anyone we have this.
Oh, we gotta tell our party. We have to trust each other. Remember?
No, yes, us, yes, but we are in the middle of a bar.
Oh, I was saying
We-
this as we walked toward the bar.
Oh,
Yeah, we were
okay.
stopping.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because he was still outside studying the moon.
Okay, cool.
So, did you have anything else for the bartender or anything, Michael?
I would probably ask them if they have a carriage or some sort of transportation that we could pay for or something like that.
He kind of is like cleaning a dish. He's looking at you with his one eye. He just says, "No," and he kind of continues on cleaning.
Very well. Thank you very much for your patronage.
Says, "Did
Yeah,
you want to
I mean, no, I try not to drink too often.
He says, "Odd place to come." And he kind of just
Well-
turns around and starts cleaning again.
Yeah. Somebody's got to watch them. I'm the designated driver, as it were.
He kind of lets out like a puff. He's like, "Oh," and he continues cleaning.
That's such a Kaladesh or Ravnica saying for sure. Like
Designated driver.
the horse can steer itself, but it sticks on the path.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't drink and horse.
Never drinking horse. Never drinking horse.
I'm so
make a
down to
horse
drinking
drink.
horse.
So are we trying to get everybody out of here, Runner, or how are we approaching this now?
As soon as we're all together, if we end up heading to the table that Nietzsche's sitting at, then I would definitely, in hushed tones, just express my concerns.
Una's at her own
Um,
table. She's not with Nichak.
Okay, then I would wait until we can all talk together. If anything, maybe I'd go set by whoever's. I guess Nietzsche's table is a little bit more isolated. I would stop by and ask Una if she wanted to join us at Nietzsche's table.
Sure.
How much have you had to drink?
A lot.
I
Look,
don't know.
when Bracken does that thing where she changes me, it gets me so hyped up. It's hard for me to go to sleep. Really fucking tired. I'm wasted.
You see a couple of the patrons at the bar begin to leave. There's still one there, but most people have left for the night.
Where the fuck is Brecken? Oh, there she is. She moves to sit on me.
All right.
Can I want to have Avril come over to the table. If I'm joining everybody at the table. I want to have Avril come over to me so that I can observe his wounds from the fight.
Okay.
Okay.
And basically, I was trying to do a medicine check to see if I could see anything not normal about his wounds.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Oh, I got a thorium sitter so we can sleep.
Nice.
Definitely some deep cuts there, but nothing out of nothing extraordinary about it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Okay, this whole place just doesn't make a lot of sense. From what the church is saying and the father's saying, like, it sounds like this whole reality is built on paranoia and fear. Everything is hunting and trying to kill each other. The man that we just met, and I'll motion to Avril, we just told us not to trust the church or anybody else. And like at this point, there's no reason we should trust anybody here. Just don't know about closing our eyes and dropping our guard in this place.
So, at least one person awake in rooms while we're sleeping at night.
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah, but the problem is that about
outside is not safe. Inside is not safe.
I would say
Honestly, I'd rather
outside
be
is.
inside than out.
I would much rather be outside. If we're outside, we can hide. In here, there's at least 10 to 20 people that know exactly where to find us.
I guess.
But like wolves.
Yeah, but
Oh,
at that we
shit.
just if we can hide our like view from people and hide our scent, then I mean animals are animals, right?
Yeah, but those animals come here, they have to break through doors and wood and building. You know.
I mean, the thing I'm worried about in town is men, people who can burn down inns or open doors.
I could burn down an inn too, but you don't see me trying to do that right now.
Yeah, but I trust you.
That's fair. So if someone tries to burn us down, guess what? I'll burn them back. Not hard to do.
That still includes me on fire. I don't want that.
Oh, you'll
That's
be
also
fine.
true.
We can put you out. Like, well,
Okay,
I know how
so
to do
my okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Everybody's a little bit drunk, right? Except for me and Runner.
I actually haven't drank anything. I had one drink.
Una smashed. she's
Una-
been going nonstop this whole time.
Nee has a couple, but he's pretty disassociated right now, working on his card.
All right. I'm going to touch Una. We're going to do the thing where you kind of like start bleeding smoke.
Uh-oh.
That's going to heal 5 HP and get rid of your poison. So you should be
Nice.
drunk anymore.
Oh, you took away my buzz. What the fuck?
Talk about
Now we
bugs.
should be safe to travel.
Wait, you could do that?
Yes, it hurts. It hurts a bit though.
Wait,
So we're not staying
we're
here
leaving?
tonight. Okay, fine then. Yeah.
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a vote. You know, my vote would be on trying to get out of town and then maybe get lost so that nobody could find us.
So, should I pack this stuff up?
I'm honestly fine either way.
So you have one vote to leave, or
Una's one vote to stay.
one to
She
leave, one
paid
to
for the rooms. She's not gonna let that go to fucking waste without a fight.
That's fair. Avril's indifferent. Blackwell, what about you?
I'm all for leaving.
Two for leaving, one for staying. What about you, Nichek?
Nichek's not feeling as lucky as he usually does.
Yes.
Health wise, he's okay. But he's working and would like to finish this, so he would like to stay.
It comes down to you, Avril.
And then all four people look over at Avril.
Remy also votes to stay, but no one can see her.
Well, here's the thing. I like the woods. I don't like werewolves. I like beds. I don't like this place.
Before Avril can finish his thought, I'm going to head over towards the barkeep one more time.
Okay.
I have one more question for you, sir. I was speaking with the priest, and he mentioned the harvest moon being more dangerous here. Being as travelers, I haven't heard of this. Can you explain why the harvest moon is more dangerous than typical?
He kind of like rolls with one eye as he kind of leans onto the bar on the other side. He says,
I love this guy.
"You're all truly lunatics, aren't you?"
Yes.
Please do not mistake ignorance for lunacy. At least in my case.
Very
He's
well.
also crazy.
I'm nuts.
Says,
You should tell him straight in the face.
Says,
I'm
well,
an agent of chaos. Does that count as sanity?
says, well, you're not so crazy person. He says, you must know that the harvest moon is not just one night. It's a season. There's the harvest moon, the new moon, the
Yes,
full
I'm
moon.
just not familiar why it's more dangerous. That's what I haven't heard of.
Well, the moon brings out the instincts of those night beasts. So when it's the harvest moon, they go on the hunt.
I see. And are there other phases of the moon that affect these beasts as well?
There is. They seem to be at bay a little bit when it's the new moon. Thanks to Flight Alabaster. But you, when it's the blood moon, you better stay inside.
And when is the next blood moon?
Right after the harvest moon.
That sounds very worrisome then. Thank you very much for your information, sir. And I'll throw him a couple of gold pieces.
So at least you pay well. And he grabs them and puts them in his apron pocket.
This bartender's balling now.
Dude, I love this bartender. Like, I want to adopt him. If we ever build a base, we're going to come back here and grab him to be our bartender.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Because they're paying him a fortune right now. So.
Una's handed
this
him
rem-
quite a bit.
This reminds me of Randy's campaign, where we were just throwing like 500 gold at this dude a night. It's like, keep everybody else out of this building.
So, yeah, the Avril, what say you?
I thought you guys were going to forget about that.
You can always roll for it.
Everybody knows about the moon phases.
Yeah. He goes, well, I got a gold piece here. It just flips it.
God.
Oh no! Roll that D100, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to just do a D4.
Yeah.
So,
Odds is...
I think
Okay.
without, like, with a passive insight of 1, you would see Runner just in disbelief right now. Like, this is how we're gonna. This is our strategic thinking comes down to the flip of a coin.
Okay, yeah. So, like, I guess
Luna
even
is just dying with laughter at this moment.
Even just go, odds just stay.
okay.
What does the dice god say? Ah!
Odds
We
is
stay.
to
Sounds
Looks like we're staying.
odds of staying. God damn it.
All right.
So he goes, well, that settles it. 3?
Hell yes, let's go!
Okay, so we're staying in one room tonight.
What?
And-
I got us 2 rooms!
Nope, can't watch 2 rooms at once.
Decoy room.
Fine. Just letting you all know, Bracken snores.
I'm sure she does. I'm also pretty sure we would have noticed that by now, right?
Just snoring right now, you don't
Luna
hear it? It's
snores
like,
by now. She covers it up, blaming Brecken.
right, like Brecken roars like a dang lion.
Una's a
All right,
total
so
mouth breather in her sleep.
Are you guys crashing for the night, or is there anything else you guys needed to try to accomplish?
Una will have one more drink, and then she's going to bed.
Yeah, he gets one more drink.
I would like to do as much as I can on this
Okay.
scroll.
So, which room are we? So we're staying in the same room. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, there's 2 rooms available. I got them both. So whichever room's the biggest is probably the one we should bunk in.
Point me
once
toward the
we're
room. Which room are we going in?
The largest one, furthest away from the door. And then that way we can see someone is going to, preferably no window if we want to be secure.
I
doesn't
call
look-
dibs on bed!
It doesn't look to be a window as you guys enter in the room. Blackwell, you have a high perception, passive perception. You notice that one of the nightstand drawers is slightly askew. Kind of catches your eye.
yeah, I'm checking under everything.
So a little dusty around the room. Nothing crazy jumps out at you or nothing. But as you open up the drawer to the nightstand, you find a couple of letters folded up into the drawer. It looks like someone left them here.
Odd. Obviously gonna read those. Very curious.
Okay.
So I am.
I want to listen at the other doors and see if there's other people there.
At the other door. Yeah, there's
At
only
the other doors at the end.
so there's only one other room. It's a really tiny inn. You could walk inside. You guys have the key to it. Doesn't look to be anybody there.
Okay. I'm going to start, like, putting, like, the pillows underneath, like, the blanket. Make it, like, to start making it look like someone's asleep in the bed.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Love the letter.
Dope.
There is also one more letter. This one right here.
Perfect.
Probably hand this letter to Una.
All right. That said, you guys keeping a watch?
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
I'm staying up the first 6 hours.
I'm gonna go into the room and cast Private Sanctum.
Okay.
On the room.
I'm going to stay
then-
at the table.
And then I am going to ritual cast Tiny Hut. And right in the middle of the room, and then I'm just going to sleep on the floor in the middle of the room.
Okay.
I would stay with him for the tiny hut casting. But I would not be comfortable going to sleep until everyone's back, so I'd probably go back and forth until Leechek joins the group.
I would wait to do Tiny Hut until we were all in the room. That way, everybody's got the option to stay in or not.
Okay.
Once he casts Private Sanctum, I would call him over and say, I think this is one of the wolves' messages.
Oh, you think so? Well, we can speak freely in here. It's the place is soundproof.
Yeah, that's why I waited for you to finish the.
I know, but I'll just say that out loud so everybody in the room can hear.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, for at least for a while, we can't be targeted by any kind of divination magic, and no sound can pass through. Anybody who tries to look in here will also just see darkness.
Fucking magic is awesome.
All right. So, trying to see what the rules are for copying a spell scroll into a.
It is I think it's $50, 50 gold per spell level, and then an Arcana check.
Okay.
I think we were going to homebrew that just because it was him turning them into cards.
Right. Okay. Go ahead and roll that Arcana check for me.
It also raises the idea of I need to figure out what's entailed in tattooing.
You'll have to figure that out.
So that's a failed Arcana check.
Ooh, okay.
Because the DC's 10 plus the spell's level, and Fear is a 3rd level spell. So I needed a 13.
Okay. I think it takes an hour, right? Oh no, 1 day. Well, I guess it'd be 1 work week. That's fine.
I tried to do it fast. Didn't work.
It's all right. So I believe that burns up the spell scroll, unfortunately.
Don't tell me that.
I'm trying to double check. No, you get a complication. So go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay. That's a 5er.
Okay. So as you fail to properly etch this in, you try to draw the symbols and ruins and stuff that it has written down on the sheet. You try to copy that onto a card, but as you do, it seems like every bit of ink you draw on the card, it seems to fade on the scroll a little bit. So it's a little harder to read.
Okay.
But it is still intact.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but you spend a couple of hours as to not miss out on your long rest. But it's getting late. You're feeling pretty exhausted after the effort.
Yeah, I mean after that I would probably just like get all pissy and just walk into the room and go under one of the beds.
Okay. All right. All right. So Blackwell, you're taking the first 6 hours. You said. Anyone else taking a watch afterward?
And I'll take a second watch.
I'll take a watch as well. I'll
Because
continue to study those spells.
Well, we only need 8 hours, right?
I guess we should all take a 2-hour watch. That way everybody can still get 8 hours.
How long was I doing that though?
We'll say about 2 hours. Mixed with like the time walking.
Oh, so it's been 2 hours since we got into a fight.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Oh, also the Cloak of Elvenkind is going to be gone.
Aw.
Yeah.
So okay. So Blackwell, take the first one. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay. It's pretty quiet. As people start to doze off, you hear this like whistling getting a little louder and louder and you kind of look over. Seems to be coming from Una's bed. You kind of look over, and you can see Brecken sprawled out on the pillow, snoozing.
I guess
Okay.
she does more.
Who warned you all?
Avril, or whoever's next, you can roll a perception check.
All right.
Well, before we slept, I would have pulled out the map. It's still funny running out in the main room. I would have pulled out the map Jace gave us and pointed out that traveling from where we are to Thraben is at least a 7-day travel, and we can get silver from Thraben.
So
Also the letter points out that the werewolves tried to attack Thraben and were not very successful.
So Avril, you hear it's pretty quiet for a little bit, but the silence is making you a little uneasy. After about an hour in, you're kind of on edge, just like you hear a sound every now and then. You kind of look around, and then suddenly a sound catches your ear. You hear like some howling off in the distance. Sounds pretty far away, but it's concerning given what you went through the day before.
I'm leaving.
How far off would I judge it?
Several
Like,
miles.
Several miles?
Yeah.
Well, we know they're fast. Yeah, I would probably, I would probably nudge Blackwell awake. Like, hey, Blackwell, I hear wolves in the distance.
We aren't that far from the woods.
Yes, about 2 miles out.
Well, they get any closer, we'll know to be wary. Runner did cast a spell around us, so we should be safe until the morning.
Oh yeah, magic. Okay.
All right. So yeah, over the next hour or so, it's fairly quiet. You don't hear another howl. It's about time to wake up the next person.
Okay.
That'd be Una.
I was gonna say whoever's next, I would nudge away.
Right,
Ah,
so-
whoops, okay.
Then I'd be
I'm
like-
up, I'm up.
Keep a good ear out. I heard wolves in the distance about an hour ago. They were
Una
about
just
2
gives the
miles
double
out.
thumbs up.
All right. And then he just kind of leans up against the door and
Okay. So Una, will you go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So you.
I also have Brecken with me.
Okay. Yeah. You guys pretty much just chilling out. Definitely listening for some howling. Neither of you guys pick up anything. You're kind of just hanging out. About a couple hours go by, and it's time to wake up the next person.
Well, let's see here. Avril's already been woken up. Una looks under the bed, gives knee check a little nudge. Hey, bro, wake up. Your turn.
What?
You watch.
Yeah.
Avril said he heard wolves earlier, but I haven't heard shit, so I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
You want Brecken to stay with you?
No, she's good. She's good.
Okay.
I got Peth Chew.
I know, but she can hang with Pestachu for a bit. Give you some entertainment so you're not bored.
That's yeah, I mean, sure.
Okay.
All right. Nichek, you can go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please. Yeah. You're kind of sitting there, hanging out. Nothing really is going on. Brecken's definitely like closing her eyes a little bit and just kind of wakes herself back up.
Yeah, I think like after an hour, you would be like, yeah, we're good, and just go back to sleep.
Okay. So, no more watches for the rest of the night then, I guess.
Oh no.
I tell
Well, we were gonna-
Pestachu to stay on guard.
She's got it. He's on that.
I mean, there's also the idea if we're I guess total of 10 hours of downtime, we're each taking a 2-hour rest. If my rest is at the end, I would have slept 8 hours straight. So I don't know if I would have woken up naturally or not.
Yeah, I would say Runner would probably be an early riser. So you wake up and notice that no one wakes you up.
Oh, I'd
Everybody
immediately
just-
start grumbling and complaining.
Pestachu's on high alert though, just like.
You see Pestachu just pointed straight at the door.
Just like
Really?
red-eyed. Wait,
I
does
think
he even have eyes?
No,
She does not have eyes. He's just
No.
pointing at the door.
yeah,
He
he's
might be
just
asleep
like
for all
a
you know.
he's just he's
spiked slug creature.
Yeah, he's just like, uh-huh. I got.
Seeing that, I would be like, Pest, you can go to sleep now. It's okay. I got it.
And no response.
yeah, he doesn't move at all.
Okay,
Knock me out.
whatever floats your boat, bud. And I would just go start preparing spells and stuff for the day.
Okay.
Study
Yeah.
that spell book.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Runner. Okay. Pretty quiet for the most part. You're kind of on edge too, especially knowing that everybody's been knocked out for a little while. You kind of hear some scuttling. You hear a toot, toot, toot. You kind of like look around the room to see what that was. It sounded like it came from inside the room. You see a little rat kind of holding a crumb. He looks at you and then he scurries out this little hole that's on the side of the wall, the corner of the room.
Sorry,
but-
Una forgot to put away her rat and her weasel.
Other than that, pretty quiet.
I'm so tempted to try to firebolt the rat before I could run away, or ray of frost the rat, freeze it.
Up to you. And
And it's go.
the only thing maybe will hold back is the fact that I think it would be loud to wake everybody up. So I'll refrain.
in a moment of hesitation, it escapes before you can react, but probably a good thing. Anyway, you guys wake up the next morning. Still feels a little gloomy, like a little more humid than Ravnica was. Just a little odd since you haven't seen much water. But yeah, you guys wake up and you can mark off a long rest on your character sheets.
Let's go.
This plane is miserable. Let's just get out
First
of
thing
here.
I'm doing is heading out the door to see what it looks like outside.
Okay. As you head outside, it's very misty outside. Like there was mist the day before, like when you arrived. This is thick, heavy mist. Like it's hard to see more than like a couple 100 feet in front of you.
I'm going to surmise that travel is going to be a little bit more difficult now.
Is the bartender out working?
Yeah, he's kind of like just chilling in a stool, kind of dozing off, kind of snoring a little bit here.
He just kind of sleeps in a chair by the bar.
Yeah, he's kind of like picked up, like chair leaning back.
Is there any paper or anything close by?
Sure. I'm sure you could probably find a sheet of parchment laying
I'm
around.
just gonna pin a quick note to him, and I'll put like a mug on top of it to hold it in place on the bar. All it's gonna say is, "I cast a spell on your room. It'll fade by tonight," and leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else. That spell lasts
What
for
the
24
hell?
hours.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh boy.
So,
When he opens the door, it'll be darkness, like where you can't see through it. So I don't know how disconcerting that's going to be for him.
Hey, Una,
Hmm. Yep.
how attached are you to that flamethrower?
Not
Because I know
very.
you haven't really used it. Yeah.
It's on my back here.
Give it to the barkeep.
Oh. Okay.
I can make you another later.
Sure. All right.
You guys are introducing this poor man to magic and a flamethrower in one day.
Una will
Yeah,
write
this is gonna be interesting.
a small note next after seeing the parchment. She will write a note. This thing catches things on fire. Have fun, Una.
Okay.
I imagine Una's like got real bubbly, like fun handwriting. Underneath that is a very serious, tiny, scrawled out message on how to use it.
Okay, so Una leaves a flamethrower and a note.
Yep. The pyro conveyor is no longer on Una's back. Yay! I was gonna retcon that she just left it behind in Ravnica in the dorm, but no, this works better. I like this.
Okay. So yeah, you guys head outside into this thick mist that surrounds the town. To quiet. Seems like almost calm, but yeah, you see at the center of town. There's a statue of the angel Avison. She's kind of pointing off towards the northeast, facing south, where you guys are kind of coming from. And there's a road that leads south where you guys came from, and then there's one that kind of splits wise off to the northeast, and the northwest.
Is there from my previous look of things, would I know the way that we're trying to go?
Well, you guys have a map.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Una's got her panther.
I'll move you guys over here. I hope you guys can. Or can you read those labels, okay, Dottie? Or yeah. I don't know if they stand out.
If I zoom in, I
town
can.
labels.
Yeah, like on the map.
Yeah, I can read those.
Okay, perfect. Want to double check.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are currently over here in the town of Torbach.
Should we try to go over the mountains, or should we try to take this path here?
Well, if these two are at war, the vampires and the werewolves, should we assume the entire map is a battlefield?
Honestly, it seems like everything is at war with everything else here. The humans, the werewolves, the church, everything's on their own side.
Then
Nowhere
the
is
only
safe.
pass through the mountains may be dangerous, for it
I
is
would-
strategically invaluable.
I would bring up the pathway the priest told us about.
Okay.
Heading north to Thraben.
Yeah.
What is that still necessary? We do have the silver that you sought.
Well, we have a dagger of it.
Well, how much did you wish to collect?
Potentially enough to put some on each of our weapons and at least have a little bit of powder, because then I can make holy water.
So I don't have a weapon per se.
Oh, well, in that case,
I think you have those like weird floaty dagger things, don't you?
Well, yeah. How are you
Yeah,
gonna
the
put
ghost-
how are you gonna put silver on those?
I guess that's true.
well,
I would,
in that case,
I would
then
need
here. I would hand him the dagger.
I would need special equipment to be able to put silver on my spear.
I don't really.
But to be honest, I think my spear will do just fine, regardless of what we're attacking, vampire or otherwise.
Nichek's totally like holding the dagger like upside down, like the wrong way.
Do you not know how to?
This is
Never
not.
mind.
This is not really my.
Let's just take this on back from you.
Yeah. I mean, I got these, and I pull out my deck of cards.
This is true. Your deck of cards does so many things.
It does
So,
a lot.
I do agree
Just
with
as
Avril,
well.
though. If we go through the pre-made path through the mountains, then if I was to guard my own territory, that's where I would set up. Like,
Yes, defenses,
Plenty of guard.
ambushes, things like that.
absolutely. I mean, if it's the one pass in or out,
So
We could also take the water.
that's kind of what I was just looking at. Like we go up north to the
Most of us
Handweir,
have things of water walking.
and then we follow the river
I-
up the mountains.
After a rest, now I can cross back and forth quite a few times before I'm out of anything. And if I do it once and stay just like on the edge of the water and keep controlling it, I think I can hold on to it for quite a while.
so I don't have proficiency in nature, but would I know enough to know that like a lot of rivers start at mountains? They wouldn't necessarily go through mountains.
Yeah, actually,
know.
thinking about that, would I just know that? Like,
You guys can roll nature checks with it. Avril, you can have advantage.
okay.
I was like, I got survival. I don't have nature though.
Or survival, yeah.
Well, survival I think is for checking tracks and stuff. I think nature's supposed to be the one for knowing about. Oh shit!
There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's you guys are pretty familiar with the workings of how water flows for the most part. Definitely seems to come, especially high mountains. The water seems to come from them. Yeah.
I pulled out a cloak of the manta ray.
Ooh, interesting.
Nice. Yeah, but I would if Avril doesn't mention first, I'll mention that that not a lot of rivers go through mountains, unfortunately.
No, but they do lead to game trails on the edge of rivers.
Maybe a game trail that goes over the mountains, or
Yes, it would be very sketchy. Mostly only hopping and jumping creatures or things like that would do a mountain path over goats, such like that.
a lot of climbing.
Yes, lots of climbing. I'm fine with this, but we have some that are not as apt at climbing.
Oh, I did get a climbing kit before we left.
Oh, I could easily set path then. That would make it easier for you.
Are these mountains, are they like snowy or are they just like stony crags?
As you think back to them, they look like stony crags in your mind.
Cool.
You didn't remember them being very tall.
Also, I want to bring up that you've heard the ash mouth is in the mountains. Do we know where? Because there's a lot of mountains.
No, we don't know exactly where.
Yeah. The problem is that if it's in the vampire territory, I don't know if we're going to see anybody on this side that's not going to know a lot about that side of the mountains.
Should we just go to Handweir and see if we can get some more information first?
If we tell anybody we're looking for Ashmouth, they're going to assume that we're in league with the vampires.
I mean, we can frame it as though we are a strike force.
I don't think that's going to work. These people
Well,
seem
we can't-
terrified.
What, we can't seem like we're a kill squad? Come on.
We
don't-
are very persuasive.
Who would
I think the
hire or train
best-
a kill squad here? That's my thing. Like
I
even
think the best
even the church
course of-
hides.
I think the best course of action is to pretend like we work for the church. Ally ourselves with the angels. Create some false icon based on the one they had, and present ourselves as warriors of light.
Cool heretic.
You see Una's eyes
Yeah.
go wide, going like,
Mine-
seriously? You want me to pretend I go to church?
Look, I don't even want to enter vampire territory with that dagger on us, let alone dressed as priests.
Ugh.
Well,
And I'm not saying entering their territory, I'm saying in the town, just to get information.
But if a bunch of people that are with the church that are a kill squad of vampires are asking where to go, doesn't that immediately throw away our cover? Shouldn't we already know where to go? We would have been trained in that.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point. Even a fledgling group
I
of
used to do this for a living.
paladins would even a fledgling group of paladins would know where their main enemy is.
Why don't we
Sweet.
ask the church then?
You know, we could just pretend that we've been hired by a rich family and we're looking for someone in particular, and they don't know
mean,
we're
so
there,
that-
so we're trying
we
to
could
be like
go-
hot on the trail to see if they've passed through. You know,
We could go
play
interrogate
dumb.
the father.
I mean, I've already asked.
No, I mean, like, we could just go in and just demand answers and then leave as fast as possible. We would never be able to come back here again, but
But I'm pretty sure with the magic they have on that, they'd be able to commune with the other churches, which would make us outlaws in this area.
so
Does
should we kill the father?
What has he done to deserve to die?
are
We
any
don't leave any loose ends.
are any of the rivers
I am
marked
against this.
on the map?
No, unfortunately, they are not.
Okay, because Nee knows that he needs to get to the Ashmouth
I got
fastest.
an idea.
He has to
This
travel.
town, is this Stesnia or is that Llamas? Llamas. We can say we're trying to meet somebody in Llamas. Is there a way through the mountains to get there without encountering trouble?
I need to find the River Kirk.
Who are you asking that to?
That's
I'm
That's just
proposing that to the
what
group.
I'm saying.
Like we've already presented ourselves, at least me and Runner have, as just travelers trying to look for another fellow traveler.
I've presented that I'm traveler with coin.
I think we've all flashed a bit of coin here. But if we just present ourselves as travelers trying to avoid conflict,
I think I was
then
pressing
we
the wrong push to
don't
talk
look
button.
like we're allied with the angels or the church.
If only we could look like traveling merchants.
I mean, we all we can
I
all
mean, even then, though, so if we show up and we're travelers, they're just going to tell us to stay away from the other side of the mountains.
Looking,
I just highly doubt that these people are going to have detailed information about communities and regions on the other side of the mountains. I don't know why, but I'm just getting the vibe that everybody avoids each other. So I don't know if we're going to get that detailed information until we get over there, or we find
Is
some
it
detailed map.
that bad to ask?
is
I mean, it depends. If this angel is real and they call on an angel, then we're going to have a hard time.
Well, he said that they haven't seen hide nor hair of them in quite a while.
That's true if we trust him, but the father told us that the angel was very real. That it shows up
Yeah,
and called
but
upon sometimes, but not other times.
How much is his word against someone who actively gave us items to help? Gave us information. He was very helpful. You may not have liked him, but he was very helpful.
The father was just as helpful. He may not have given us an item, but he did give us advice on where we could go to get silver, and he gave us more detailed information than the traveler did.
But
well, the thing
Did he
is,
say
if we want
don't
more
trust the
silver,
traveler?
let's go where there's more silver.
Nee is looking at the map, and none of the rivers are labeled, but he knows that he needs to travel the River Kirk through the Garrier Mountains, through the inland Farbus, which is a nasty swamp, and after that he's got to climb the Midland Range to find the Ashmouth. That's the knowledge he got from the bartender. So if Nee sees that swamp right there, he's going to suggest that path.
Oh, wait, you're looking for River Kirk?
Yeah.
Oh, so you already got all this information from the bartender? Why didn't you say something earlier?
Well, nobody in real life, I pressed caps lock instead of shift, so no one heard me talking. But
That's awesome.
In game, it just slipped his mind till right now.
So the River Kirk, the priest told us where that was. I just posted it in the chat.
Yeah, so that is Northwest City along blah, blah, blah. So like given
So
those two pieces of information, can we determine that like the river going from Thraben is the River Kirk?
from Thraben through Hanweir seems to be the River Kirk.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it seems like if I just reading those descriptions that this would be the crossing over the River Kirk right
Yeah.
here.
So we're gonna have to head north. That would be the quickest route of travel. But I think Gavany is the safest travel.
The only thing that Nee is like looking at this map trying to figure out is like
Yeah.
there's no swamp up to the north at all. Like the only swamp that Nee sees on the map is this one here.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
I mean, it's maybe this is the river.
Like
Maybe
if
the swamp is in the woods.
yeah, that could be the River Kirk right there. Like going from there to all the way through Hanweir down past. Like honestly, not the first river that we crossed, but like the one we traveled next to get to.
Yeah, like right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Because we've taken this, but I'm just going to draw our path so far.
I can draw it for you. I know exactly where you guys were. You guys went.
It was like that, right?
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we passed Torstag? Wow.
So I was telling them earlier, ignore that. That's not supposed to be there.
Okay. Because it was like that. If we passed that, Una would have stayed there first. And that's gone all the way this far north.
Yeah. Yeah, ignore trust egg.
Okay.
So we thinking we just follow this river here. So the instructions though said that the river went through the mountains.
And then to a swamp.
Maybe
so
So maybe there is a canyon or something that the river follows along through the mountains to the swamp. Then
So we are going down here.
That
by what his description was, that seems to be the way that we need to go. I don't see a swamp to the north. I mean, unless you guys.
the swamp looks like it's right here.
yeah.
So we're gonna go through the mountains into a swamp.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to go by
Seems to be-
river though. So we're
That's
gonna need
that
boats or
seems to
something.
be the quickest. That seems to be the quickest way.
Okay, how many of us here have readings of water walking? Raise your hand. Una raises her
I
hand.
have a cloak of mana Ray right now.
Oh, I do have one of those, don't I? I'll raise my hand.
I do.
So 3 of us
Show
have rings of
offs.
water walking.
Hey, you could have got one too.
I got this dope on.
So Avril can walk on water if he needs to, and so can I.
Okay, then. Why don't we just walk through the river into the swamp?
I do like
you also got,
swamp.
like, Cloak of the Manta Ray or whatever.
Yeah, I
Is
just
there yeah, that is super handy now considering the direction we're going. I would still feel more secure if we had a raft or a boat or some sort.
I mean, I can just freeze the water.
Yeah, April's got the water thing down of like controlling it.
Well, I know that's
Avril
great,
can
but
make a-
if we usually by river would be faster than by foot.
Oh, I
But
see.
not if
I
the
guess
river's going the other direction.
I
Well,
could
I'm
just
going
make
upriver.
a floating ice cube or something. But we would be going upriver is the problem.
That is the truth. Yeah, so I guess it'd be better if we just follow the bank of the river as long as possible using mounts of some sort. And then
I do have 2 more little balls in this bag here. I can try to get us another giant oak. Can't promise
giant elk
anything. I
don't
got
really
a
have a
panther
swim.
right now.
They don't really have a swim speed.
Would his identify have told me how long till I could use Cryptus again?
He looked over that.
I did.
I think it was once per 24 hours or something. Once per dawn.
It lasts for 12 hours, and I can do it every 2 days.
Okay. So yeah, he would be able to tell you that information.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because other than that, he's gonna just RP that he's just like says the command word over and over again, and just nothing happens.
Just continually throws it like 20 feet ahead of him, runs,
Yeah,
picks it
like,
up.
Go. Shit.
I
Yeah.
could also have I could have Brecken turn me back into a chimera again, and we could get some flight, but it only lasts an hour, and I'd rather save that when we absolutely need it.
That was a good trick. We should save that for when it's needed.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so
Alright.
let's just follow the river for now and see how far we get.
That would keep us out of towns and stuff like that we're trying to avoid, right?
Yeah.
I like how we just circled back around to the river thing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So, yeah, what are we thinking here? What's the game plan?
You got a
Going,
weasel and a panther.
we're going west to the river and then just following that through the mountains.
Yep. I guess we'll follow the bartender's instruction.
Well, looks like no giant elk today, guys. I got
Is it
a
a co-op?
panther, a weasel, and a boar.
Just them all at once?
Well, yeah, why not?
Well, fuck it, I guess.
Look, I was
So,
trying to get us a giant elk to get us up the river faster, okay?
So how far do we get before something happens?
Look, I can always send the boar and the weasel somewhere else. Just, I won't get them back till tomorrow.
You guys are heading over to the river.
Yeah.
So traveling by foot, at a normal pace, each of these hexes is about an hour. Wait, let me double check and make sure that's correct. Yeah. So that is 1 hour, about 2 miles. So, that said, you guys are heading straight to the river. Yeah, these are hit to here. So that is about a 3-hour travel to get to the river if you go straight towards the west.
I think Nee would be pushing for like the fastest pace possible.
Okay. So moving on foot with no mounts, I'd say that's about 45 minutes per hex.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of want to hold my spells until we more need them. Because last time summoning the mounts didn't get us very far.
So, okay, you guys are heading on foot. That's the quick pace. That's about an hour, 2 hours, 15 minutes ish to get to here. It's a mostly quiet journey as you trek through the farmlands or the plain that heads over towards the river. The only thing that kind of stiffens the travel a little bit is it starts to rain pretty heavily about midway through.
You didn't have to put on scary music.
So you guys get over to the river. Surprisingly, as luck would have it, there is a small, kind of dilapidated, but functional rowboat at the bank of the river. It looks like someone was fishing here, but as you look into the boat, there is a skeleton inside.
That's not
Just
ominous.
reaches in and throws the skeleton out of the boat.
Okay.
Is there any items or possessions that the skeleton left behind?
It looks like there was some kind of bag, but it is ripped and torn beyond. There's nothing in there. It looks like, and if there was, it's destroyed. And then a fishing pole.
Like it was ripped and torn by claws?
Absolutely, it does. And the tip of the fishing pole is broken.
Hey, question. What was that giant creature that we ran into in the gruel? The gruel challenge?
Oh, the big boar thing?
Oh, that was a maze.
The raise boar?
That was
No.
not the raise boar.
That was called the maze giant or something like that. Maze.
No, I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
No, the raise boar is like a world ending threat.
Yeah, it was something like that. Maze giant or maze behemoth is what it was called.
Maze behemoth. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that have a CR?
It does. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I think I have it archived. I think it was an 11. Wow, what's that?
11. I don't think I can turn into it.
It was a high one.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't see it off the top of my head or my notes here. Yeah, I don't know. It was high up there. It was over 10 for sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was an 11.
I know a sphinx is really high.
What you guys trying to...
thinking of all the big stuff that you can try and turn into.
I was thinking of something that's fast that I could transform into, that could carry us. I could also have haste cast on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So while you're contemplating, you guys stand before a boat, a river flowing to the north, and a skeleton on the ground. Some broken items, broken and torn.
So do we want to use
So
the boat? Or
Yeah, I'll go in the house.
Yeah, what do you guys...
By our map, would we know that we still have to follow this river for a while?
I would say so, yeah. It looked like on your map... Oh.
Yeah, so we know we'd have to follow it south either way. So there's no point in crossing it yet. Unless there's a path on one side or the other.
I mean, if there's forest on one side and not on the other, and he is firmly sticking on the opposite side of the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fair. So is the opposite side of the river the opposite side of the forest?
Yeah, so as the rain rolls in and the mist kind of rolls out a little bit, you can clearly tell that there is a wooded area on the western side near the mountains. On the eastern side, it's just plains and hills.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to hop in the water with with the cloak.
Okay.
Everybody hop in the boat, and if I dash with the cloak, that's 120, right?
Yeah.
Would I be able to pull the boat like that?
What's your strength modifier?
+1.
So I'm gonna say no, especially not for a long period.
Wait, I could give the cloak to Avril.
I was just gonna suggest something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to try, I feel like Avril has a chance.
All right, I'll give the cloak to Avril.
I'll
And
give it a shot. Even just going at a normal pace is 60 feet instead of our regular 30. So,
It is a boat.
strength check.
Yeah, if everybody hops in and you want to try to pull the boat, you're more than welcome to roll an athletics check. I'm gonna say a disadvantage because you got a boat full of people.
I will use Kenku Recall and get flat.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah, you kind of pump yourself up a little bit. You get to pulling. You're yanking that thing. You get through the first just short of 30 minutes.
Wait, we're going down.
Yeah, it's is that where you're trying to go, or you're trying to go to the south?
We're going to the south, try to get to the swamp, right?
Yeah, we're going to the south, try to get to the swamp.
Okay, so you guys are going to be going against the river, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, if you are going south, you get there in as you are straining against the river. It's tiring for sure, but you are an athletic man, Avril or Bird.
Would it make a difference if we gave him one of our rings of water walking and he could just run on the water instead of trying to swim through it?
Yeah, because the manta ray works in the water.
Yeah, it's because the manta ray that I'm getting 60 feet.
What?
I would have to be dashing.
What if Nee put on the cloak of the manta ray and just like post it up in the front of the boat, like the thing of on a pirate ship, and like pulled while Avril took Nee's ring of water walking and just was like running. What if we turned into a pirate ship?
Okay, so what you're suggesting is that you just stand on the boat with the cloak on?
No, like under the front of the boat. Like kind of.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. I guess that would give me like advantage on pulling it, right?
You'd be behind pushing it because you have the ring of water walking.
Yeah.
I would just be trying to.
If that worked, well, you
trying to lighten the load.
It is a river, a flowing river. It might be pretty deep in some areas.
Well, I was just thinking if
in that river.
So if you're submerged in the water, you're all the force of all the water's pushing against you. So I was trying to think if we just if the person pulling was on top of the water, then the fact that it's running the other direction would not matter to that person.
I mean, but like treadmill.
Just for the athletics check.
We do have my panther. We can always use the panther also as a way to pull along the river as well.
We can also just polymorph somebody into a giant fish and just ride them.
Well, polymorph only works for an hour. This is something that lasts till next dawn. That gives you 60 feet of movement in the water. When you're dashing, that's 120 feet of movement.
Why don't we? How about we ditch the boat and we just go along the river? Like the side of the river, and then just get onto the water when we get to the mountains.
That seems like probably the best option.
We're trying to make this really crappy boat work, and I don't think it's working.
It's like how did we? It takes us 30 minutes to.
It took us 30 minutes to go through a hex. That's half the
Yeah,
time.
that's half the time. I'm fine with how this is going.
Okay, yeah, then we'll just keep going. Go take it as long as you can.
I was
The
going to say,
best
at least it'll
thing-
save us some time.
The best course of action would be me and Una polymorphing ourselves into something small to lower the weight.
I'll chill in the water and run my fingers through the water as we're hanging out.
You could also cast haste on them, making it 240 feet.
Interesting. So you're going for another stretch?
Going for another stretch.
I mean, haste
Right.
will only last a minute.
Oh, it only lasts a minute? Yeah, that's problematic.
Okay.
I'm going to polymorph myself into something small.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that athletics with disadvantage, or you're going to use Kiku Recall again.
I think our party doesn't know what to do when the solution is simple. We're just all like, what else can we do?
I'm just trying to make it faster. Because
Okay.
it would be simple to just walk, but that's going to take so long.
I'll hang out and cast mending on any parts of the boat that look like it's cracked or broken.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's holding up just fine.
I'm just finding something to do.
Yeah. You fix it up. It looks a little better than it was. Avril, you are pumping yourself up for another stretch. You're feeling pretty confident after the first one. You start tugging away. The river's not like flowing fast. It's just kind of got a pool towards the north. But you push on. You make it once again in about 30 minutes. It took a little longer this time, but still going strong. Do you want to go for another stretch?
Yeah, one more stretch.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that athletics check with disadvantage unless you're using your Kiku Recall.
I must save my last one. Oh, that's bad.
Una gives you
It wouldn't have
inspiration.
mattered either way. Inspiration?
Yeah.
It's a D8
6.
now, isn't it? Oh, this is next one.
Yeah, because I only have Bard 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. Forgot yours. Oh, very nice.
There we
Got
go.
a 19 in total. Yeah. You are getting a little gassed out, but you are able to push and push and push. And you make again in about 30 more minutes. It's getting closer to 40 now, though.
Yeah, I would take a break. Gotta take a breather.
How are you gonna get this boat? Are you just gonna push it off to the side for now? Take a break.
I'd just be like, there's oars, right?
All right.
Are there oars?
There is oars.
I'd be like, all right, time to paddle. And then he'd just get in.
Okay.
Because now he's taking a break for a little while. He can paddle at regular pace for a bit. And then when he's rested up, feeling good again, then he'll get back in and do some more.
All right. So there can be two people oaring at one time. So who's stepping up?
Una's weak sauce. I'll just say that right now. She has no strength.
I've never done this before. How do you paddle? What is it like?
You plant your feet right there on the back thing. You lift up, pull back, push down, push forward. Lift up, pull back, push down, push forward. And just repeat that. And make sure you get back into it.
I'll follow those instructions and try my best.
Okay, so runner and knee check, stepping up.
It's going good. We're going in a circle.
I'm gonna nudge me check aside and just grab both. And I'll just. I got here. Hold on. Just give me that.
Oh, come on, guys. You guys do it at the same time. All right, yeah.
Meanwhile,
Okay,
my panther and boar are like just running to catch up to us.
If you're taking over both, runner, you can just make another roll. Just make it with disadvantage, and you can ignore Knee's roll. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pushing along. It's definitely difficult to push upriver, but alas, you are pushing. You get there in about 45 minutes, the next stretch.
That was just stretching.
I can. You need me to go a little longer? Can you? Do you got it?
All right, I'll go. He jumps in.
Can any of us control water? Does any of us have that?
No.
I had it while we were in Strixhaven.
No.
Yeah, because I know there's one thing that can make water stop running against us.
Yeah, I had it while we were in Strixhaven, but that's the one I gave up to switch feats.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, Avril, you're going for another stretch?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll that athletics check with disadvantage, please.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Another bardic inspiration.
You kind of aren't feeling quite as confident this time, but you did get a little break. You get to work, you're doing your thing. It's a hard trudge, though. You still make it out 30 minutes. However, you are gassed. Like, you take a level of exhaustion. That's how gassed you are.
Oh, shit. Yep, well, that's it for me, guys. I'm not doing that. Because now, well, I guess it's already a disadvantage, so it doesn't really.
So you can go ahead and mark that.
But I cannot take two. That's not good. So,
Yeah.
He's done.
All right. You guys can see the
I'll help
mountains.
Ro.
Yeah. You guys can definitely see the mountains within your reach. What do you guys do?
I'll help run with Ro unless we want to just get out.
Yeah, that works. Let's roll. Row.
All right. So that's going to be an athletics check for runner and an athletics check with disadvantage from Avril.
Ooh, that's great.
Going in circles.
Una will inspire runner.
Okay.
What's that? A
D6.
D6. Okay. There we go. 13.
13. Shit. All right.
Can I say that I helped him by like giving instructions on how to properly row, like as we're going?
I'd say it's helping, but it's not quite that much. All right. So that is enough to succeed. You do get through the next stretch. It takes about 45 minutes. It's a little slower to row, but you make another stretch down.
Let's keep it going.
Roll it up.
What is going on?
Oh no.
The dice have turned on me.
No.
The dice have turned on us all.
Ooh, okay.
I think I'm gassing out.
Runner, do you want me to try?
It's funny a runner
It's
gassed
not
out
working
versus
yet for
Avril
you,
gassed
dude.
out.
Yeah, it's like I'm really much more of a cardio guy.
Okay. I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay, so Avril, you're not going to take the exhaustion for this. However, runner, you do take a level of exhaustion as you start to gas out from the rowing.
Cool.
But you guys do make it up another stretch. All
Una
right.
takes over.
Nice.
Nice.
Chilling in the boat works out best for Una.
Nichek and Blackwell, as you guys are watching this all go down in front of you, you start to see like the mist that kind of comes up off the river starts to almost take a shape, and then it kind of will like fade back down into the river.
Oh,
That's not ominous.
Definitely pointing that out. Yeah, definitely pointing that out.
All right. That's
Apple's like, that sounds not good. He's like totally focused on his form.
yeah. So you guys get to work on that rowing, and Una, you're just pushing it, and Avril, you kind of you feel like a little bit better. Like you're like, okay, we got this. But you guys make it this stretch in about 30 minutes.
Does it sound like a fall? Like a fall?
What's that?
Does it sound like a fall?
It doesn't sound like anything. Like you just see this mist rolling over as you're trekking across the water, and it kind of like seems to almost take like stand up in a figure, but then it just kind of lays back down into the river.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, you guys.
Can we anchor for a little bit so I can scout ahead?
That would be totally okay with me. Now we're like in the trees, though, right?
Yeah, you guys are like still continuing along the river, but you are between the trees. But it's not super thick.
Okay, so are we stopped for now?
If you guys choose to, you can totally head off onto the side of the riverbank if you'd like.
Can I get a full shuffle on my cards?
Yeah.
Okay, while we're stopped, I'm going to do my ethereal thing so I can scout ahead and see if there's something going on out there.
Okay.
Let me do the thing. So that's 2 hours. And then the damage. Eight.
All right. So as you kind of like scout ahead, you're looking around. There's a small trail that leads up into, it looks like a cemetery of some kind.
Am I seeing a bunch of ghosts right now?
The river is definitely like the mist seems to like give off an energy that you are familiar with. No apparitions necessarily at the moment.
Okay. Can I head further in?
Towards the river or towards the cemetery?
Towards the other side of the river, possibly a cemetery if that's what's over there.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure like we can pass.
Okay. So yeah, the cemetery off the river. The river kind of curves off to the left, where the cemetery path is like slightly to the right.
Okay.
So yeah, which one are you headed towards?
Can I do perception or investigation to scout out and see if I spot anything out of the ordinary?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
23.
Is that not a? Oh, okay. I see what you're check. There we go. It should be shuffled now for you.
Awesome. I appreciate you.
Yep. Okay. So you do see something heading towards this cemetery. You kind of spot a figure moving around. They seem to have like kind of you actually see two of them. They kind of seem to curve off and go inside of the cemetery.
Huh. But they don't look like they're paying attention to the river at all?
Nope. Didn't even look like they noticed you. Well, I mean, obviously you're ethereal, but...
Oh, so they're not ethereal?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if it doesn't look like there's anything up here that will impede our travel, it's just spooky mist, then I guess I'll report what I saw.
Okay. So as you head back to the river, are you staying in your ethereal form?
I would come out once I'm back to everybody.
Okay, so as you're heading back before you get out or come back to the material plane, you come up to the river and you see like a hand reaching out of the water. It's about to grab Nietzsche.
Oh shit.
In the ethereal plane.
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead at the hand.
Okay. So you do. I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and roll initiative, and we will call it right there for today.
Son of a biscuit.
Damn.
Oh. Tricky guy.
Damn, alright.
We in the right spots.
Yeah, I guess you guys would actually be pulled over to the side a little bit more. Let me move the boat. Lydia, over here. All right. You can go ahead and roll your. I'll do a wisdom save.
Can we retcon that we have had a torch like on the boat?
Yeah, it's daytime, so it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually. I can change that.
No, you just can't see in the dark, so.
Yeah. Daylight mode. There we go. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
What a terrible initiative. Okay. They got a 19 on the saving throw.
Saves and nothing happens.
Yep. So you can see the hand kind of like pull back into the water for a second, as we're gonna call it right there for today.
Righty.
And we have no idea who you're there.
Nope.
Love it.
Yeah. Gonna get interesting.
Dun dun dun.
Well,
Bob, you rock.
we probably made a good decision to stop right before we just charged into it.
Probably a good idea.
Thank you all for
They're a
tuning
lot
in.
harder on the water, I would say.
Thank you all for watching. We
Feel pretty
will
happy that I'm not in the water right
be back.
So I'm halfway to my goal to become a vampire.
God damn it.
Wait, what? Did I say that out loud? I thought it was muted.
We'll be back in an hour with another campaign, another game. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys join us here in a bit. Join us over on Discord. If you really like the work that we do, join us over on Patreon. Help support the channel. Help support the stream. You guys are all stars. We appreciate you.